Join us for a monumental moment.
You are here with
A Trio Tribune.
And we are back.
Let it shine.
Okay, welcome back.
Ew, you always do that, and it's like freaky.
It reminds me of Haunted Mansion.
I was just messing with you that time. Do I always do that? Because this time I thought I was doing that.
No,
just
you
this time.
did it the other time, too. You're like, welcome back.
Yikes, I'm scared of myself.
Guys, our colors coordinate a little bit.
Oh my gosh, it's funny how we don't even try either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, welcome back. Not being creepy.
Good job.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We're so excited for you guys to listen to this because this is going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good
You're
one.
here with your host,
Abby.
Amelia,
Beth.
and we will jump right into the love it or leave it. And we're going to start with Beth.
Oh, I was going to say not me.
Abby.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be
Love
last.
it.
Okay.
Something that I have been loving so much lately is we had rain the last little bit, and maybe I'm the minority in loving the rain.
Really?
I love
I
it.
loved the rain when I lived in St. George.
It is
Yeah.
different there.
Because
It's like
not every
cold.
day.
It's not as cold. It's not
not
different.
as
And
cold
the
and,
smell
like-
of it, the smell in St. George is so good because
There's
of the
something.
dirt.
Yeah, there's
It's
something
like-
about a good thunderstorm.
Yeah. Oh.
St. George rain is
I
different
love
than Northern
thunderstorms
Utah
in
for
St.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's been my love it. The thunderstorms. Like we made a cute little fort in the living room and turned the fireplace on and had
you guys
lunch.
rollerbladed.
And we rollerbladed in the
so
living room. That was like
cute.
our full day of what should we do in this rain since we weren't outside. Well, we did get rained out. We did go to the park. We made an effort, and then we got rained out of the park. So we put our rollerblades on and rollerbladed around the house. Like I put all the
That's
chairs
so
up
cute.
That's
so we'd have
cute.
more room. That was my love it. And then my leave it is me thinking. That's a hard one. Procrastinating grocery shopping. Guys, I don't know why. This is just like people ask me what my pet peeve is, and I think it's starting to be grocery shopping.
Do you ever do Walmart pickup?
No.
Just do that.
Okay. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, I think you literally just.
I love grocery shopping. Like I love.
I don't
going
mind
down
grocery
the
shopping
aisles
either.
And
I
giving
love it
me
too.
something to do. But for you, I could see that you have a lot on your plate. So
You don't have
It's
time
just
for that.
not, yeah.
Walmart
who
pickup
has
is
time?
so easy. You literally just go in, put it in your cart, and then you go.
True. Beth does have time for that.
Did you say Beth?
I was like, who has time for that?
And I said, Beth.
I think I
I
actually
have all
used
the
to
time
love
in the
it.
world, and sometimes I'm still like, oh.
I used to love grocery shopping, but now it's just like I cannot. Like it is such an inconvenience to
Yeah,
go and
that's
get
fair.
groceries. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna try that Walmart pickup.
Yeah, I'll help you with it. Just the
You're the
app,
best.
ding dong ding.
Ding dong ding.
Ding dong
Okay.
ding.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Love it. For you.
Thanks.
Okay, so my leave it. I don't know that I can think of one immediately. Probably, actually, this is something I do feel like I need to implement or leave it, is plugging my phone into a place farther away from my bed. Because I just feel like at night, especially because I've been getting like really good at my morning routine, at night, I still kind of want to just wind down and I end up doing it for longer than I need to because I'm scrolling on my phone. So I just need to read a book instead. So I need to leave my phone in a different place. That's my leave it, is scrolling at night before I'm going to bed because it's just, who has time for that? When you have to wake up at 5:30 and 6.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. And then I end up being tired. So
I
that's
have
my leave
time
it.
for that.
Yeah, just kidding. But not grocery shopping.
You can't grocery shop at 5 a.m. They're all closed. Or
Yeah, they wake up
12
at
at
like
midnight.
6.
At midnight.
You can
Did Walmart
grocery
used to be
shop
open
on,
24/7?
on
the
his
app
app.
and then just have it pick
pick it up
up.
for
at
6
I guess I
a.m.
could. That's what I should be doing. I should be scrolling the aisles
Yeah,
of
there you
Walmart
go.
on my phone.
The aisles,
Instead of scrolling.
that's how it is. It's just a video.
Walking down and you just pick it up. It's like freaking digital.
They should have VR headsets. Oh, that's next level. Whoever comes up with the grocery shopping
patenting
version,
that.
we're patenting it. Grocery
No.
shopping with a VR headset.
So that's what I'm leaving. And then my love it. Okay, this was the cutest thing. Do you guys know the True Fruits?
Yes,
My
those are
fav-
so good.
So my favorite one
Blueberry.
is the strawberry covered in white chocolate and then covered in milk
No,
chocolate.
the raspberry.
See, there's one for everyone. But I love the strawberry ones. And my roommate, Alyssa, she also loves the strawberry ones. And we like bond over this. And one day I was driving home. It was kind of late. I was leaving Beth's house. It was like 8:30. And I was like, I'm too tired to go. And there's one, Macy's. You can always get them at Macy's, but they're not always at every other grocery store. And I was like, do I want to go out of the way? This is a long story for my love it, but it's worth it. So hang in. So I was like, I don't want to. And I was thinking if I go to Macy's, I'll just get her a bag too because I know she loves them. And I was like, I'd be the cutest roommate ever. And then I was like, I'm too tired. No. So I went home and I didn't get the True Fruit. And then I was laying down. Yeah, and I'm laying down and I get a call from Melissa and she's like, which bag do you want? And I was like, shut up. She had the same idea and it was the
That's
cutest
cute.
thing. And so she totally picked
would've
up my
been
bag.
so
I
cute if
know.
you got
That's
it
what I was
for
literally
her.
telling Manny. I was like, that would have been so freaking cute if we both showed up with a bag for each other. We each get 2 bags. No, but so yeah, True Fruits, I'm loving those and they're so good. So anyways, that was a cute way of me telling you that I have a good roommate and I get True Fruits.
I love that for you.
Thank you. Okay, Beth, what's yours?
Okay, so I feel like I have a ton of love-its, and obviously one of them is involving my son Pierce, so we're just gonna not mention that one, and we're gonna mention something new for you guys. I read a book. I finished a book, and it's been a while, like a couple months since I read, and I do love my romance books, and this one was one. Honestly, I can't tell you the title because I forget everything. I also forgot what the book was about. Just kidding.
But she
No.
finished
She
it.
liked it.
The book was really good. And I think when I give myself time to do stuff that I enjoy, it just makes me feel so much happier. And so, yeah,
I
liked
will
the
say
book.
I drove all the way out to hang out with Beth. She just wanted to read her book. I'm like, put the book away.
Okay.
She wanted
Yeah.
you to sit by her while she read
I
the
was
book.
hanging out with Pierce, and I'm like, Beth, you want to hang out with me? She's like, no, Pierce
So
will.
close. I have 100 pages more. No, and my leave it probably would be to manage my time when I'm reading a book better.
Hanging out with people when they drive over to your house. Just
No,
kidding.
I would pull it out when Pierce was napping, but also I'd be in such a good spot that when he woke up, he'd be hanging around. I'm like, hold on, buddy. Just read. So
It's hard
yeah,
when there's a good book.
I need to manage my time when I want to do stuff for me, and also feel good about giving attention to other people and other things. However, I did love the book, and I loved that I read it, and I feel smarter because I read 534 pages of words.
It does make a difference. So.
Hey, good job.
Okay. So, to jump into our topic, we are discussing pleasure versus purpose. And with that, we kind of figured out that purpose ends with a better result.
I like
Who can
relate.
attest?
I can attest. So, do you have any moments in your life where you felt, what moments did you feel the most purpose in life? Do any of you guys have an experience?
I for sure have one, but
Beth.
no, if you have one.
Oh, I have one. I think so. Wait,
Like,
that we had the
what
most
moment?
purpose?
What moment have you felt in your life what moment in your life did you feel the most purposeful?
I would say for me, it was when I finally had decided to take the leap of faith of going to hair school. That was something that I was investing into me and to my future. And I definitely felt a lot of purpose in that. And a lot of, like, it was very clear that I was working towards a goal, and I was investing that time and effort and money and all the things. And yeah, I definitely felt like that gave me a lot of purpose, because it's a direct, like, you're working towards this. That was my purpose. And I definitely felt like that was really fulfilling for me during that time. It maybe made my schedule a little bit more full, but because it was so full, I did find that I was, like, more productive with it, which was, I don't know, maybe sounds like counterintuitive, but when my schedule's more full, I'm more productive. But that was the time I definitely felt like I had the most purpose for me. But I also am not married and don't have kids, and I'm sure that changes
No,
a
I
lot.
think that's relatable to a lot of people. A lot of people aren't married, and a lot of people don't have kids. And finding something to feel purposeful in is a massive undertaking.
Yeah, because I think a big thing that we all just naturally have is that, like, our goal is to get married and our goal is to have kids. And so to have something that could feel, like, purposeful when I can't reach those other things it was really fulfilling and good for me. And I'm sure, there's probably a lot of people who could relate to that.
And from an outsider view, too, you changed.
Yeah.
Like 180 Amelia's personality, happiness, glow was just different when she realized that she could do what she wanted.
Yeah, it's like a totally trippy thing when I actually do still see this in a lot of so the thing about being single and being older is that, like, you surround yourself with people who are in that same phase of life as you, because it's kind of not as fun to be around everyone else when they're, like, at a different phase. Not that it's just like
it's harder
there's
to nothing
relate.
to connect. Yeah, there's less connection.
But I do find that a lot of women that I would hang out with who are at the same phase as me, not to, like, speak ill, but they hadn't found that they could prioritize themselves or have a purpose outside of it. I still hear women say, like, oh, well, I'm just doing this until I meet my husband. Like, they still think that, like, that they're just doing this for a moment until they meet their husband and he pays for their life to have kids,
whatever. So it sounds like they're just looking for the pleasure.
Yeah, like, they're just in this, it's like this limbo just to fill time. And I think with that, you end up losing quite a bit of your purpose. And so, and for me, I know that because I had that. I was 26 when I went to hair school, which is later than most women or boys, whoever. But, like, usually you go, like, right after high school or whatever, you kind of figure it out. But I put it off for so long. And it was like, that time, those years before that, that's like 6 years, whatever. It was very much like a life where I'm just waiting till the next point, and I didn't have that purpose. So it was for sure a 180 when I did give myself a purpose.
Yeah. You could tell you had purpose because you were just...
Yeah. It changes because you're living for something.
There's definitely more security in relationships when you have a sense of purpose. And that's what I'm... Like, when I hear you compare it to other single women that you know who are waiting for the next step, to find their purpose. Yeah. I feel like it stems from insecurity. When we have a security in, like, who we are and our purpose in our personal life, we can then find other things,
like purpose outside of
that.
It just falls into place.
And almost. To talk on, like, relationships too. You can be in a relationship and still not have a purpose. And that is really hard, too. And so I think it was so cool that you had that time to figure out your purpose. And now that you're in a relationship, I feel like it can be so healthy and so beautiful, because a lot of people, especially in Utah, get married so young. They don't even know what they want. They don't know what they need. They don't know their purpose. And
they don't even know who they are. Yeah. And, like, you have to find out. You have to learn who you are.
And I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's hard to do that.
Well, you take that on as your purpose.
Well, then the identity gets lost in the relationship instead of you having your own identity. Sometimes it does seem to like...
your purpose is to be a wife. And then you don't have a purpose for you.
For an individual.
For Beth. Or for Amelia. And so I think it's it's cool. And even for me, and this is another thing with purpose and pleasure, and mostly talking on purpose, but there is a constant, like, a purposes change in your life, and I feel like I'm always, like, searching for a purpose. But the time that I felt like, holy cow, I just did something so purposeful type of thing, like, I am so important. And, like, just recognizing my purpose was growing my son Pierce in my belly for 9 months and then giving birth to him. And after just seeing him grow, like, it's going to make me cry because I'm pregnant and have all these emotions.
And because
I also
it's a
love
freaking
my
awesome
son.
thing. Yeah.
But, like, watching them grow and knowing that you are the reason that he is him and growing and stuff, like, I think that that's so cool. So I feel like Pierce saved me in some ways and just, like, helped me recognize that, I am important in this world, and I am, like, I do have a purpose, even though I feel like that's where a lot of people and women try to find their purposes through relationships or through being a mom. But for me, I knew, like, at 10 years old that I wanted to be a mom. So I feel like I did kind of wait for that. And then when Pierce, just seeing him and watching him and then recognizing that I did that and he is of me, like, that makes me feel, like, really freaking awesome. So I'm grateful for him that he gave me that purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so amazing. Honestly, I look at Pierce, like, even the other day when Beth was reading her book without hanging out with me. No, I was, like, hanging out with Pierce, and I literally just, like, you have these moments where you stop, and I'm like, this human came from you. Like, you literally grew this human, and, like, I see that with your girls, and I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like, these little kids who I love so much, like, and I want to punch them in the face because they're so cute, came from you guys. I'm like, I cannot handle them. They're amazing.
Yeah,
but that is
so
so
good.
cool, Beth. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy thing and feeling.
One of my favorite books is A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he talks a lot about, like, finding a purpose in sacrifice. And I think a lot of times, like, it sounds like for you to find purpose in your education, that was a sacrifice on your time. Like, I remember there were, like, holidays you missed because you had to go to school.
Yeah, literally.
And
She was busy Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, it's a big sacrifice to dedicate that much time. But in it, you found purpose. And same with being a mother. It's a huge sacrifice to be pregnant and really so many other aspects of being a mother is a big sacrifice. And we can find purpose in those things. Whereas then I compare it to pleasure. And it was funny because the other day, or just yesterday, I walk in to Beth and Dee's house, and I'm like, oh, it sucks that I have morals. Like, it would be easy just to get, like, gratification right away if there was. And Dee's makes the funny comment. He's like, yeah, if the easiest way to stick to your morals is just not have any.
And mine.
And Beth is the exact opposit. She's like, no, Abby, it's really good.
It's good to have
morals.
and me and Dee said it at the same time. We're like, okay.
Oh,
They
there we go,
balance
where
each
we
other
stand.
out.
They balance each other out. But it's true. It's like I think it's very easy in this world to get wrapped up in instant gratification and instant pleasure. And what I'm seeing is they just have no longevity when it comes to purpose and meaning in our lives. The first story that I think of is the other night I was sitting by my youngest, and I went to the freezer and I did not get a bowl. I just got the whole tub of ice cream and went ahead and ate it.
I just went ahead and
It was absolutely pleasurable. There was no longevity in the gratification that I got from that, though.
I don't know. You're still talking about it.
I am talking about it. It was good. It was like Kit Kat ice cream. It was good.
See, if you didn't do your grocery orders, you wouldn't have the Kit Kat ice cream. So,
So I don't know. Just thinking about those things that we do for pleasure are easier, where it takes a stronger person to seek meaning in purpose. And usually those things take a lot more consistency, sacrifice, and they're harder.
Yeah. I think my thought with like hearing you say sacrifice, which it totally is, like it is a sacrifice for something that brings you pleasure right now, to give that up so that you can like give to your purpose. It is a sacrifice, but I also think there's a double side where you could think of it as investing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I would think like it's more of a positive way of looking at it. Maybe it's like a trick your mind, but like, yeah, it's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice because you're investing either your time, your effort, your money, whatever it is. And I think when we invest into something, you have hope for it to be better. You want it to be better. And you're also showing that it's going to. When you invest into something, you believe in it. Yeah. So you could look at it as like, I'm sacrificing for this, which you are, or you could look at it like, oh, I'm investing into this because I believe in it and it's going to benefit me and it gives me purpose, whatever it is. And I think there's definitely two sides that you could look at.
Yeah, I like that mindset, that investment mindset a little bit more. It seems like it's like more hopeful.
Well, sometimes it just makes you feel a little better about your situation, because there was like when I assisted as a hairstylist after I already went to school, like, and then I was going to assist. Assisting is not that fun. But I did it as an investment of my time because I knew that it would benefit me longer. Instead of just being like, oh, I'm sacrificing this time. Like, it was like, oh, it's an investment of my time and it's going to benefit me later. Feels more exciting than like, oh, I'm just sacrificing. Which you are. I think that, yeah. But anyways.
And I think that also, like, most of the time, so pleasure and purpose are similar to me in the result. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
you can have a good result. One seems to be like longer,
exactly,
and one is instantaneous.
So pleasure will give you a result, and purpose will also give you a result. And usually, if you're wanting something, say relationship wise, you'll end up with the same result, just not the same. Like,
it won't last as long.
It won't last as long, or it won't
longevity.
Like, be as strong or healthy or things like that. And I think that as far as pleasure goes, just look at what you do pleasure and want, and then just put a purpose into it or on it so that you can have a healthy version of it. Because to me, I feel like pleasure is maybe unhealthy. Well, depends, you know?
Well, when you're comparing it to purpose, it does sound like a negative.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's not necessarily.
And I'm not saying it's a negative, but, yeah, when we're versing it and looking at all the results of purposeful action, then I think that there's lots of ways to get that same pleasure after some sacrifice, and it's a million times better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think when I'm trying to think of people who we might look up to, and oftentimes when we see these people that we look up to who may be successful in whatever way, I try and think of their backstory. How did they get there? Mm-hmm. And I don't personally know anybody who I admire the same or look up to the same that has been given a purpose, like handed over a big, huge company and just give it to them. Yeah. Or a whatever it may be, or a ton of money or a big house. I don't look up to them the same. Like, I see purpose more in the people who worked worked and put in the sweat hours, and you can see it in someone. That tenacity that got them where they are is an investment or a sacrifice, and it reads differently when you come across those people.
Yeah, definitely. That's so true. Yeah, and I think there's There was this like little video that I watched. Also, guys, I feel like every episode, your line is at the end of the day. Mine is in this video I watched.
I want to know mine.
Is tenacity and big words like that.
But at first, really, just this is a little side note, but when you were talking about motherhood, have you guys seen that video where this guy's like interviewing people for a job and he's like, okay, so you're going to work every day.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to, and the client will need you at any hour. You're going to be doing
there's no
cleaning, and then at no breaks, and then he's like, you won't get holidays off, and they're still kind of interested.
One of them asked, is it legal? Yep, it's absolutely legal.
And then at the end, and then he goes, and you won't get paid, and then they're all like, what the? And he goes, that's your mom. So I thought that was really cute. That's kind of what went through my head when you were talking about that. But the other video I was watching that reminded me kind of along the lines of this and like the fight that we put in for ourselves is when you're talking to your child and your child brings you a picture that they drew, there's two ways you could approach it. And one is by saying like, oh my gosh, I love it. I'm proud of you. And then the other is asking them like, how do you feel about that? And then instead of saying like, oh, I'm proud of you, I love it, good job, it's like, how do you feel about that? And then it gives them a moment to be like, oh, well, I love it. Or, oh, I'm really happy about it, whatever. And then you can validate their feelings. And the flip side of that is that instead of them coming and looking for like people pleasing, like, oh, be proud of me, they're going to have their work and show it and be like, look at what I did. I love this. And there's a different approach. And I think that's something that could also give us purpose is when we know that the difference we're making is something that we care about personally, that there's naturally going to be purpose that falls in line. And we aren't going to be looking for that pleasing from other people because...
Yeah, we're not looking for validation. There's no... I love that. And it kind of reminds me back to the story... Who was it that was talking about single women and they're gonna find their purpose once they find their man. But the thing is like that's validation. That's not purpose. Yeah. And when I love it, I feel like that's something that us mothers and parents can definitely implement is being able to teach our kids to be self-aware. To be able to teach our kids to be self-aware. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, nothing. I get so tripped up from the monitor.
Okay, Amelia's on like a trip right now.
No, keep
but
going.
like, yeah, getting validation is so different than teaching our children to be self-aware, and that includes being aware of their feelings and emotions. I love it. I feel like there's been times too where a kid will come up to me, one of my students will come up to me and tell me, oh, so-and-so did this to me. Or I get a lot of tattlers. I get a lot of tattlers. And they come up and I think it's important to, like, how do you feel? Yeah. And then also teach them, like, okay, what can we do to fix that? Give me an idea. How do you think? Yeah. It's putting a lot of that power in their hands. Yeah. And then they can gain that confidence. And I think that that's something that all of us can do to help other people find their purpose is become more aware of helping people find how they feel in their actions instead of just validating.
Helping people recognize why they're doing the things they're doing and the feelings that they have behind them or,
Well, and I think in line with that, that's like exactly it is that every single person has a purpose, but it's up to you to find it. Mm-hmm. And like if we're just looking to please people or looking for pleasure, you're probably not going to find it and you're just going to be disappointed or just stalling. That's a big assumption. But all I'm saying is that every single person, whether it's a kid, whether it's a single woman in their late 20s or early 30s, whether it's a mom who got married young, like there is always a purpose to be found. And if we're looking for that purpose in other people, we probably won't find it. We have to find it in ourselves.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's like the purpose comes from within and from yourself, and pleasure comes from external.
Yes. Well,
I like that.
A little side note, like with my hair school journey, like I was a little bit older when I went. And the reason I was older was because people told me I shouldn't go. And that's why I didn't go.
Yeah.
Because I listened to other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, their opinion matters so much to me. And it was a waste of my time. Yeah. It's okay. And it's the path I took and it's how it worked out. And it's great. I love my life. But yeah, it did prolong me finding my purpose because I was waiting for someone else to tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, we can have strength. When we have the strength to find our purpose, we'll have a lot more longevity in the reward of it versus finding pleasure in things. And I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
You
What's
know?
our do it?
Or do it. Ooh, I kind of like encouraging other people to like find their purpose. I think instead of approaching people with validation, give them the opportunity to feel it themselves. Like if somebody did something,
look internally.
instead of like, oh wow, bravo, like, oh, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
I feel that feeling.
Help other people
And that's
fill
like,
and find their purpose.
yeah,
too.
help other people. Like, ask somebody, how do you feel? And like in a genuine way. Like, congratulations. How do you feel? That must feel so good.
Yeah.
Love
Like,
that.
I think
let them
like
enjoy
it.
that feeling.
yeah.
So do that.
Do that.
Yeah. So implement that. And we're excited for you to experience that and see how that is. And we're so grateful that you were here with us. We honestly love these times that we get to be together, but also there is a connection that we feel when we know that you guys listen. So thank you, and like it, and subscribe, and share it with someone who came to mind. And yeah, thank you for being here. Good job. Love ya.
Good job. Love ya.
Good job. Love you.